Hey everybody, BeyondDrewTV here. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Carlson Tree Farm here in Planet Zoo. Hey, so thanks so much to everyone who commented on the last video. It was really fun to read all the comments of everyone's different kind of Christmas tradition or holiday traditions and everything. Got a few comments from people from basically, I guess, around the world. So yeah, no, it was just really fun to hear all your different kind of holiday traditions and stuff there. So yeah, so thanks so much for commenting there. So yeah, but today in the for Carlson Tree Farm, we're gonna go ahead and start to work on the that's my noise for the other side. So the other side of the road there. So yeah, if you remember from last episode, we had the first side of the road there was kind of our more boring side, the kind of setup, I guess you'd say, the overflow lot. That's what it is. Yeah. It basically was an overflow lot, so there wasn't too much going on with it. But as you can see here, we are rapidly building a lot there. We started to work on the front building there, which is our restaurant and gift shop area. So that's going to be that. And then the building right behind it that looks like it's connected, but it's not. There's just a little alleyway between it. There is a warehouse there. So the warehouse building is going to house all of the pre-cut trees that the farm would have. So if you came out to the tree farm and you didn't exactly want to, cut down all of the your Christmas tree or whatever by yourself, you can go ahead and go into that warehouse, and they'd already have some cut up for you. And they had to have wreaths and stuff like that as well. So there is that for you. So and this other thing, yes, there's so much to mention in like the first 30 seconds or first few minutes of the video, I swear. These cars here. I had a few people ask me about those. They're like, when did we get cars in the game and yada yada? And I was like, no, those are workshop items. So if you like those cars, and they are really, really handy, a great detail to add into your parks there, or your zoos. I will link it in the description and in the pinned comment there. That is made by Hot Dog, and yeah, that's an asset made in game with different art shapes and different windows and stuff like that. Someone commented on my Twitter feed when I shared it. They're like, I didn't even know something like that was possible. And it's like, oh yeah. You're gonna see here later. I finally kind of start to dive into building some custom stuff with art shapes and different pieces and stuff. But yeah, no, I know myself and Paulsley and others have mentioned before. But this game, you can almost build literally anything that you can think of. Just you kind of have to manipulate the pieces in a way that work for you, and don't look at pieces as if they are what they are. So later on, when we start building, we build a tree baler. We use some African pieces repainted in the tree baler just because it works. And we use the Jeep flipped upside down because I needed a tire. So, just never look at a piece and think, okay, that's a window, so I need to use that as a window only. Sometimes you can flip it around and it's a window as a wall or something, just a whole bunch of different things there. So, but something else in the build that's kind of was fun to do there is you see the different trees kind of lined up against the fence line there. So that whole area, and we're starting to build the baler here as well. We'll talk about that in a minute. But this whole area is the area where once you are done cutting down your tree, you would bring your tree over to this area if you'd like it to go into the baler to get kind of like wound up or kind of roped up and baled and everything like that. So that's what those trees leaning up against the fence are. They are the, I guess you'd say, finished trees. They've been put through the baler and stuff, and people can come back and pick up their trees whenever they want to. So that was kind of fun adding those. We ended up putting, I think they were the conifer, or I can't remember exactly what trees. I think they were the conifer trees though. But just kind of sunk those way down and leaned them up against the fence, and yeah, they look like kind of look like Christmas trees or whatever, kind of bound up, kind of tied up and everything like that. So Again, talking about the baler, here is the start of it here. And yeah, as you can see, the two middle parts there with the circle in the middle, that's just two of the, like, I can't even remember what they are, but they're two African pieces. And it's like if you go into props and it's like it's on the top or second or third line, and it's a really colorful, like bright blue, bright white, bright black. That makes sense, I swear. No, it doesn't. It looks like that, but I recolored it all red to match the colors there. And yeah, we use that as the middle of the baler, and then the rest of it is art shapes. I've had actually a few people ask me what are the purpose of the art shapes, and this is the purpose of them. The art shapes are there to kind of make whatever you want to out of them. You know, we have very rudimentary shapes with them, so you know, you're obviously squares and rectangles and circles, whatever, you can look at them. But yeah, you can use those to kind of make different objects if you can kind of picture it and manipulate it in a way that works for you. So yeah, we use a combination again of art shapes, African pieces. We use the really skinny poles that are recolorable. Those are really, really great. We use the backside of water. No, that's a Disney thing. We use the backside of lights. There's this crazy, I guess I'm going to call it a movement, but on the Bro Nation, there's this crazy mosaic movement going on right now where people are building these, they're not even gigantic, they're just highly detailed mosaics using the backside of some of the, squeaky chair, the backside of some of the modern lights. If you turn it around, it's a very, very tiny piece and it's recolorable. And if you put them all together, you can end up making like giant wall mosaics or floor mosaics and stuff like that. So really just crazy creative stuff there. So moving on, this next little detail there that we are building is, I'm taking another stab at this. I think I mentioned in the first episode where this little hut that I just stole from the other side of the road that we originally used as a like a fire hut, I guess you'd say, where people can sit there and have fire and have a fire and marshmallows and sit under it. But I originally wanted it to be a saw holder. When my wife and I went to the Christmas tree farm that I'm basing this off of, they had these free to use saws, and it kind of blew me away a little bit. But yeah, this is what it looked like basically, and this is just another go at it. And we kind of it looks pretty well. It turns out pretty well there. It turns out pretty good. But yeah, just didn't quite get this same effect as a saw as I wanted to, but yeah, talking about those, I just thought it was kind of almost crazy that they just kind of have those around, just kind of like, here, yeah, no, go take a saw, it's all good there. And I think I totally forgot to mention this at the beginning of the video. I don't even know if anyone meant or saw it, but with the little booth that we have there, you see it every once in a while. I put a piece of rope through it, and it's kind of just sticking out the side of the building. If you don't know what that is, that was when you're at the Christmas tree lots, and after you cut down your tree, if you don't have any rope to tie the tree to the top of your car or whatever, your truck or anything, they just kind of give it to you. There's a little box cutter there and a piece of rope, and it's literally attached to the side of the building, and there's just a spool of rope on the inside of it, and you just pull as much as you need out and then just cut it, and then they're like, yeah, there you go. So I wanted to simulate that as well. So we have if you watch this far into the video, and now you'll know, unlike other people, why there's a random piece of rope just sticking out the side of the building there. So, and here we are. Here's the main attraction of the video, I guess you'd say, is we're finally adding in some animals there. So we're adding in about 4 animals. We had 3 in this episode. We had a camel, some reindeer, some dall sheep as well, and then the 4th one, I'm not sure what to add for the 4th one. I think in the actual tree farm that I'm basing this off of, I think they have either an ostrich or a hyena, and for some reason I'm just like, I don't know if I want to have that in the Arctic biome kind of thing. The camel's even kind of pushing it, but I've seen camels in these kind of farms and like in cold weather a whole bunch of times, so they must be fine with cold weather for the majority of the time. So the pens themselves, the habitats themselves, I know they look really bad, and I agree, they're not the greatest, but again, we're kind of recreating something here, so we're not trying to make the best habitat we can, kind of trying to make a recreation of it. And to my understanding, at night they bring a lot of the animals in, not the reindeer kind of stay out there all the time because they're reindeer and they love this kind of stuff, but like the camel and some of the other animals that maybe don't like the colder temperatures at night and stuff like that, I think they bring them into the warehouse, and I believe during the summer they ship some of them off to some local zoos, so they have like a bigger area to roam around in and stuff like that. So but yeah, no, the habitats are very basic, just pretty much dirt and sand kind of floor for them, a little pen for them to kind of get away from people and sleep and stuff, and that's about it. Yeah, if it was up to me, I'd add in some more, but again, we're just kind of doing a bit of a recreation, bit of an inspiration kind of thing, and I'm sure you can kind of see where we're going with this if you've been to, you know, either like a petting zoo. That's what I wish we had goats and stuff like that for a petting zoo, because that's what I really wanted to add in. But you can kind of see the inspiration for, like, you know, kind of a petting zoo kind of feel to it, just kind of that local farm, local kind of zoo kind of feel. So yeah, there is that. But by the looks of it, we are rapidly approaching the end of the video there. So we have about, I think, another 1 or 2 videos. I think we have one more build video, and then I'm gonna probably do a cinematic video to come out on Christmas Day there. So yeah, look out for another few videos on the build here as we wrap up our Christmas tree farm build there. And if you didn't comment below and you've made it this far, and yeah, you didn't comment before in the first video, what are some Christmas traditions or holiday traditions that you and your family like to do and like to celebrate there? You know, whether it's for us, I feel like it's I don't know if it's tradition or more so just we wake up early, but we always wake up at 6 a.m. and go to my mom's place, and she has cinnamon rolls waiting for us. We eat cinnamon rolls, and then we turn on Christmas Story on TBS, because it's always on TBS and like TNT for 24 hours. And then we start opening presents. So it goes, you know, wake up, drive over there, eat cinnamon rolls, watch 20 minutes of Christmas Story, open presents, right? So what are some of your traditions? I always love hearing about them and stuff like that. So hey, thanks so much everyone for hanging out and listening and watching everything. And until the next episode of Carlson Tree Farm, have a good one. Thanks.